This trip took us north of Williams to find the original Grand Canyon Airfield. This is one of those places that feels forgotten. The roads out are Forest Service roads, dusty when dry, and they appear to be very slick or sticky when it rains. This is the kind of access that filters out the crowds. Once you enter the gate, you drive down a long dirt road, and then it opens up into an era gone by. This is Red Butte Airfield, the Grand Canyon National Park original airport. The Grand Canyon officially became a U.S. national park on February 26, 1919, when President Woodrow Wilson signed the act establishing it. Before achieving full national park status, the canyon was initially protected as a forest reserve in 1893 and designated as a U.S. national monument by President Theodore Roosevelt in 1908. This airfield opened in 1927 by retired Army pilot J. Parker Van Zandt and engineer B. Russell Shaw, who previously worked with the Wright brothers. During its golden age, legendary aviators like Charles Lindbergh in 1928 and Amelia Earhart in 1935, as well as humorist Will Rogers, used this facility. Originally launched as Scenic Airlines Incorporated, it was sold during the Great Depression and renamed Grand Canyon Airlines. Faint remnants of both painted names are still visible today on the hangar. The airfield operated until the mid-1960s, but was permanently closed after the modern Grand Canyon National Park Airport opened in Tucson in 1965. The site was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 2007. From the hangar facility, we walked down the road to where the main lodge and cabins were. As we walked up to the old site, we quietly imagined what it must have been like in its era. This was truly a destination for some back in the day, and it must have been absolutely amazing during the time. It's a reminder, these places don't just freeze in time. Eventually nature moves back in, and conditions change. Exploring places on the map like this, you walk a line between curiosity and respect. We have seen much disrespect, and it is very sad to know there are people out there that do such things. This old adobe root cellar looked like it was built well and has withstood the test of time. It also appears to be a favorite place for rodents. Down the steps there is a no trespassing sign that notes a hantavirus warning. Beyond the root cellar, we found the old chimney, some foundations, and a bungalow-style duplex still standing. The main lodge was destroyed by a massive fire in 1994. This is one of those times you really wish walls could talk. Who stayed here? What was it really like? Visitors are not to enter the old buildings, but you can peer in all the windows, or what's left of the windows, and take it all in. This building is supposedly the duplex. It had a big front porch, an enclosed side porch, a living area, a kitchen, and 2 bedrooms, each with private bathrooms. We headed back down to the hangar where we parked the truck. It was time to put the new drone up and take a look around. First flight in the wild, and it might have been just too windy for it. The drone was also still in beginner mode setting, and we think it might be the reason other than the wind that it wouldn't fly forward to do a full aerial shot of the hangar. So it is back to the books for now. But you can see that expansive space of the airfield from this clip. When the airfield closed down, it became ranch land. For a long while, sheep were raised out here, and now it looks to be home of some horses. Whose horses, we do not know. If there are more horses, we do not know. What we do know is that these horses were extremely intrigued by all the yipping Bandit and Blondie were doing. Our dogs get very excited when a drone flies. It becomes a full-on game to them, and they get loud. Loud enough to call in the equine gang. Anyhow, at least you get a glimpse of flight above the airfield. We can only imagine how the pilots felt, as well as any passengers excited to fly over the canyon and take in the wonders of the area. Here they come. Now, it was a mad rush to get our girls loaded into the truck in the short time it took the horses to reach us. Not knowing these animals, we were not about to risk our knuckleheads getting hurt out here. Rick loaded up just as they reached the truck. It was his duty to keep the dogs from losing their minds in the truck, while you know who got to meet the beauties and give pets. Our tip: if you are packing for a road trip and have 2 apples on the counter, take them. The biggest was very sweet and very nosy. He inspected the contents of the bed of the truck and investigated our trailer. Well, it was time to move on to another area south of Tucson and find a campsite for the night. Finding this place, reading the history, and walking the grounds was fascinating. If you're into backroads, forgotten places, and the stories they leave behind, stick around. There are more places to find and explore in the future. If you have been out here before, drop a comment. We want to hear what you might have noticed that we didn't. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed our video of the Red Butte Airfield.